Hey guys, it's your boy William here, and today we will be checking out the survival anime genre. Now, what is a survival anime? Well, usually these types of anime begin with the main character being basically placed in a tournament or a death game, and it's their job to survive for as long as they can so that they can win a prize. And usually they can be quite gory and quite gruesome. So, you tend to see a whole lot of blood and body parts and all of that. Now, I do want to say that this type of anime is way too underappreciated. It should be appreciated quite a bit more because of the fact that it's quite interesting, based on, depending on who's telling this story. And usually you would think that the story would be quite good because of the fact that you're brought back to your base animal instincts, as the main character is made to become someone that they're usually not in order to survive. So it's really quite an interesting way to do a story. And I do want to say that the survival anime does have the potential to be even greater than the isekai genre, if not just as great, because of the fact that the stories that they can tell with the survival anime concept is quite numerous. So typically you'd find that things that start simple have quite a lot of uses, and so it's the same thing with the story. So there are quite a few survival anime, and they don't get as much shine as they could and should, really, because a good example of this would be Darwin's Game, where the main character is just a high school kid and his friends end up downloading an app which really is a death game, in which in downloading that app you would gain the ability to do certain things. So you receive a sigil, is what they call it, and it's a power that allows you to do various things. Some people are able to control objects, some people are able to teleport, some people are even able to move really quickly, almost at like the speed of the Flash. So it really is quite an interesting concept. And what they have the high school kid do is really just to find a way to survive, because his friends, who were the ones who initially joined that game, ended up dying, and they actually put him in a really bad spot, because upon dying they kind of asked for his help, which made him have to download the app. And now he's kind of stuck within the game, and now he's kind of all on his own. So it really makes for a good story when you're able to give the character, or take the character from their usual comfort zone and just throw them out there and basically force them to change and undergo a bit of character development. So it really is a good story, just as much as the story of Btooom, which is another survival anime. And in that one, it's kind of the same as far as it relates to the main character being forced into a death game. However, this one is a bit more, cruel, I'd say, because of the fact that his whole reason for being stuck in that game is because of the fact that, it's kind of deserved, but we're not going to talk about that. But basically, his parents are the ones who sent him into that game because of the fact that he he's basically a NEET. He just, stays home, doesn't really work, doesn't help with anything, and just plays games all the time. Now, granted, he is a really good gamer, and to be more specific, in the particular game which he excels at, he's the top of the food chain really in that game. And what ends up happening is he treats his mom really bad, and he also has a stepdad who he also treats bad. But due to that fact, the mom kind of received a letter, I'd say, and in that letter it kind of just asks if you'd like to send someone off, or basically you just get rid of someone that you don't particularly like or anything like that. So the mom puts his name on that piece of paper and sends it off, and then a few days later the main character is unconscious and wakes up on a plane full of people, and now they're on their way to a isolated island in which they have to live there and basically kill each other until there's one person standing, and that's how they win the game. So it's a true survival game. Now, like I mentioned before, this genre really has the potential to become just as good as, if not better than, the isekai genre. So it really is something that I would like to see a whole lot more of. Unfortunately, there aren't that many survival anime out there. Most of the ones that I know would be those two that I mentioned before, which would be Darwin's Game as well as Btooom. But you also do have the 5-minute battle, and also, or I think it's 5-minute or 5-second, one of the two. There's that one, and you also do have Ousama Game, or King's Game, as it's translated. And one of the more older ones, which would be Future Diary, which was pretty good as well. It was kind of crazy, but we're not gonna talk about that. All I'm gonna say is so there's that. But it really is a good genre to check out, and I do want to hear your guys' thoughts on whether or not you also share the same opinion, if the survival anime genre is the next best thing since the isekai genre, and whether or not there are any good ones out there outside of what I just listed. So I want you guys to just comment and let me know, and just provide me with some recommendations if you haven't really heard me talk about one that you guys know, or if there is a case of one being there that you do think really does deserve a whole lot of shine but doesn't get it. So just let me know of it in the comments. I promise I'll check it out, and then I'll reply to you guys, and maybe in the future I'll also do a follow-up video for this. But for now, this has been your boy William, and I will see you guys next time.